Hello there, my name is Roman. Welcome to my channel one more time. Today I want to share with you something that is happening to me right now, as usual. But this goes ways back to some years back. It was 1987, and here in Mexico there is a market on the street, a flea market, and where you can go and trade your vinyl records. In those days, there was vinyls available there only, or cassette tapes. So one day I'm going there. I am there in this market I'm telling you about. The name is El Chopo, El Tianguis del Chopo, here in Mexico City. And I was carrying my bunch of vinyl to trade, and I was just checking the LPs, the long plays, as we used to call them here in my country, and I see this LP by a band called Grim Reaper, and the cover was very appealing. It was these two skulls like kneeling, and one is like stabbing a knife in the other. It was like very crazy looking, very metal. And I said, well, let's give it a try. I hadn't heard of this band before, so I bought it. I didn't trade that. I didn't trade that one. I bought it. So I get home and I spin it, and I go like, wow, this is real cool stuff. This is very heavy metal. And then I found out that this was one of those bands that came along with Iron Maiden and all these bands from the new wave of British heavy metal at the beginning of the 80s. And they had released a couple of albums before. I didn't know those two albums. Now I do, but before in those times I didn't know those albums. But Rock You to Hell was a jewel. Is a jewel. It has the best vocals. It has the best guitars. You know, Steve Grimmett's voice at that time, it was so high. He could sing in a very high pitch. It was incredible. There is a song in that album, if you have the chance to listen to it. It's called I Want More. It's the last track on that vinyl. And the complete song is sung in a super high pitch. It was incredible. And I love that song. The guitars were amazing. All the album was great. And then I knew that the band split. They weren't together anymore. Steve Grimmett had other bands, including Lion's Heart, which very recently I discovered too. I didn't know about this band. I was looking for Steve Grimmett and what he was doing, and I discovered this band, and I thought it was real cool. But going back to Grim Reaper, there is a new album by Grim Reaper, just came out a month ago or so. It's called Walking in the Shadows, and this is what I am listening to right now. Uh, this was Walking in the Shadows. That is the track. But listen to these guitars. Grim Reapers. That for this album is not the original band. It's only Steve Grimmett, but he's getting a really good job. He's really working hard to get that trademark sound from Green Reaper and the guitars. You can even listen to some power chords reminiscent to this Rock You to Hell record I was telling you about. Steve Grimmett's vocals are still very good. They are not as high. He cannot hit the high notes anymore. But the vocal harmonies in this album are great. Every song is superb. This is the word I want to use. Superb. This is the best album. It had been a long time since I hadn't played an album like over and over again until I found Green Reapers Walking in the Shadows. This is just a great CD. The guitars are powerful. As I told you before, the vocal harmonies are excellent. It's a very vocal album. Steve Grimmett really tries to give his best on this album and this recording. Uh, every time I listen to it, I find something new in this album. I find a new melody. I find a new guitar chord. Um, I find a new bass line that maybe I didn't hear before. It's a great album. And it's one of the very few bands that remain from those very old times, from British bands that invaded the world in this 80s decade, at the beginning of the 80s. So this is the fourth album by Grim Reaper, featuring Steve Grimmett's vocal, which is really good. If you have the chance, just get it. Just listen to it. This is great. This is great heavy metal, classic riffs. The solos are great too. Just listen to that. This is just great. I am very glad I found this. I saw this and I got it. If you have the chance to get it, get Grim Reaper's Walking in the Shadows. That's the latest release by this great band. And check out Steve Grimmett's work, previous work. It's also very cool. I just checked Lion's Heart CD, which was released in 2004. It's called Abyss. It's a great album. You can, if you are a fan of vocal records like screaming, high pitch, this is a good thing for you too. Well, thank you very much for listening. Um, Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be seeing you next time. And continue rocking. See you later. Listen to that. This is great.